building itself.
Alright, Genkiro starts moving towards the Basilica.
I quickly follow him, presuming he knows what he's doing.
Same.
Yeah, so as you arrive at the Basilica, there is also Asmarius already waits there, and like he speaks with one of the guard sergeants, you guess. And as you are getting closer, you hear that basically the sergeant is giving like a report, like that there was some kind of assassination attempt, like
Hold it.
Lord like Asmarius, and then as Asmarius nods towards you, he like he looks at you and like he nods, and he of course he's agitated and stressed, like Sir Genkiro, Sir Lysander, and your friends. I was just explaining the situation.
Well, don't leave us hanging. What happened?
We believe 2 or more, I mean, but less than 4 assassins infiltrated the city and carry out attacks on both Pope Leoria and ex-captain of the guard, Robert Augustus.
So much for being safe.
We cannot confirm if they are alive or dead, for we are not able to find their bodies.
Bring me a basin and some water, and I can find them.
Really?
Really?
Scrying.
Otherwise, I suppose I just have to use my...
Asmarius quickly nods and he looks at Sergeant. Do as Sir Genkiro says. I know what he's talking about. So yeah, like Sergeant like salutes and immediately rushes to get the necessary resources. Well, as we are waiting, Asmarius says, well, from what I've heard and seen, also before that, the front of the like some part of the front side of the basilica is like destroyed, like walls are just breached, like there was some loud explosion here, and yeah, like
Right.
like somebody used.
Right, while we're waiting, I want to make a perception check to see what kind of explosions could have damaged the Basilica. Could I do it with a knowledge dungeoneering, knowledge engineering?
I mean, I don't think this really requires any checks, because in this world there are like 2 main sources, like either gunpowder, and it doesn't seem like it, because gathering the gunpowder to blow up this thing will require time, and assuming these guys were infiltrators, so probably they used some strong magic. Like, even, believe me, even typical fireballs could do that damage.
Yeah.
Already.
Presumably, I would know if it was gunpowder.
Yeah, and it, like, as you smell the air out, it doesn't smell like typical gunpowder. And yeah, like Asmarius says, like from what I've heard, guard only realized that there is some attack going on when the explosion at the basilica happened. But something tells me that at this point the attackers already had what they wanted, meaning Gloria and Robert.
Alright, is the guard captain still with us, or did he run off?
Guard sergeant. I mean, as I said, he saluted and he immediately went to get the things you said for him to get.
Alright, I thought he sent some of his underlings, but...
Okay, yeah, like you get the things, and he still stays, like, because...
Alright. do we have any suspects on who these infiltrators are? I assume you were competent enough to apprehend them. Or one of them at least.
Could I intervene? How did you know that they were the ones targeted? You know, Pope Leoria and the former guard captain.
Well, in case of the attack, city guard immediately checks upon all important people in the city, and Robert Augustus, even though he's ex-captain of the guard, he was still member of the city council. So we checked his
Abode.
we checked his home, and even though we didn't find
Any signs of struggle?
Any signs of struggle, we find some damage, like somebody. We are guessing at this point that somebody struck him with very deadly kind of arrows from distance, then somehow snatched him in. I'm not really in it, like, and he nods. He looks at Asmarius. Well, I don't know. Like, my experience tells me that they were some strong people and with a lot of magical expertise, magical experience and power.
Okay.
And Asmarius says, "Well, that's true. Best infiltrators, like, basically in character he's explaining out of character mechanic, meaning that high enough stealth, like high enough points in ranks, then invisibility spell equals good potential assassin from range. And then with mage support, like ability to teleport in, grab the body, teleport out."
Alright.
What happened to
And
you,
where's
Murray?
my basin and my water? Shouldn't it be here by now?
Yeah, as you say that, the underlings arrive with the things you've required.
Alright. I put the water in the basin and I try scrying for both Pope Leoria and Robert Augustus.
Okay. Remember where you were scrying for this Lorvas guy?
Yeah?
Well, guess what? Now he's not alone.
I assume they're in better state than
Or
Lorvas.
Lorvas.
Well, for the certain part of the better. Of course, both of them are on the also stone tables or something right next on the opposite sides of Lorvas. They do not look tortured, but of course both of them are unconscious.
Do you tell this to the rest of us?
No, wait before I finish.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you can probably see it with me, since it's probably directed in a mirror of. Basically, it's like Galadriel's mirror when you can see.
Yep.
With me. Alright. Asmarius, can you pinpoint their location based on this?
Well, this certainly looks like some sort of cave. I will probably need some preparations. Although, as far as I can guess, the place where they keep these bodies possibly will be protected, or it will be a trap.
Of course, it's a trap.
Of course it's a trap. Are you afraid
It's always
of it?
a trap.
Are you afraid of it, Lasmarius? Going to let your subordinates die?
I guess, Oti, you are under wrong impression. You are under wrong impression assuming that I will abandon everything and just go headfirst into rescuing them.
Mm.
You don't need to do anything. I just need to know the location and the place. Which is obviously both the same thing, but shut up.
He slightly narrows his eye. Well, I shall see what I will be able to do. And as you're still watching what is happening, you see because as previously you don't see the all surroundings, like the vision is kinda closed, few feet from the tables. It's like a darkness, and out of the darkness steps another humanoid creature, who of course is clothed, and as always there is like a white mask with 12-legged spider tattoo on it, and he first steps towards Robert. He puts a hand on his forehead.
Right.
And you see that slowly his flesh is turning into stone.
Oh.
damn.
Out of character question, is there a de-petrifying spell?
Stone to flesh.
Stone
Yeah.
to flesh.
Yeah. Alright.
And you see, as he or she, it's hard to tell what's the gender of the humanoid creature. Another one steps forward from the darkness. They look at each other. You don't hear any words, and of course you don't see if they are exchanging any words, if they are speaking. I don't think scrying allows you to hear what somebody is saying, unless I'm mistaken.
Well,
Can we read lips?
If you have that, if you have that language.
if you can read lips through masks.
If you have that language, because read lips is a language available for characters in Pathfinder. Like if I
Really?
create character in PCGen, yes.
Ah, okay, I
There's
didn't
also a
know that.
language called Voice of the Dead. Anyways, and after like a minute or two, they both nod, and then the same one who turned like body of Robert into stone, he outstretches his hand, and then he unleashes some kind of spell that will be telling what kind of spell it is, which
Spellcraft.
completely disintegrates the body of Floria.
Cough,
Ugh.
disintegration spell, cough.
Yeah. As I said,
Spellcraft. Can we spellcraft?
Yes.
Do you need to?
Yeah.
In character, I do.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Nope, I have no clue what the spell is.
Yeah, I believe the basic DC is 15 plus spell
It's
level.
15 plus spell level, yeah.
Yeah. And disintegration is like.
They know.
You train
No, it's
spellcraft?
It's a bit less than that actually. No, it does that much. Yeah, that's what I got. I know spellcraft.
And then you see that both of these masks turn and stare directly at you, Genkiro, directly at you. And then suddenly the scrying abruptly cuts out.
Huh.
Detect scrying spell, anybody?
Anybody?
Plus rule of cool
Mm,
for the bad guys.
yeah.
Yeah, and as they looked at you and the scrying cut off, you can imagine, the typical screech from horror movies.
Ah. Sorry, that's my screeching noise.
Dun dun dun. So yeah, AOT with this roll, I guess she knows that the second spell that guy used was disintegration.
Mm,
And yeah, even she knows that the first spell was flesh to stone.
yeah.
Plus
Well.
detect scrying spell.
Presumably.
Probably. Yeah, the funny thing is that you didn't see the moment where he casted it.
Don't you like see the moment he casts it and then it cuts off? Or am I wrong?
It might be. It might not be.
Oh well.
Interesting,
managed-
isn't it?
Obviously, they were prepared. And I look at the guard sergeant. How could this have been allowed to happen?
Well,
Two city council elders have been kidnapped and or killed.
Gloria wasn't with. Oh no, wait, maybe she was. Maybe she was.
Didn't
Well,
you
she's
say?
the Pope, so I guess she was in the city council by default.
I mean, in the city, that's not really that clear. Like maybe she was a religious person and didn't want to involve herself with the politics.
Maybe she was more of a figurehead than anything else.
Well, excuse me, we're doing anything we can. We had this new training regime, new equipment, but there are some threats that we cannot like deal with them. If there are some enemies who can be one with the shadows and they cannot be seen by anything, including the golems, and he looks accusatory and at
It's Marius.
Asmarius, and we cannot be expected to deal with all of the troubles. And Asmarius, yes. Well, it looks like it.
Gee, if only there were some kind of bird people with keen eyesight that we had an alliance with.
Just because they're an alliance doesn't mean they're in the city. He means the Tengu.
Yeah, I know he means the Tengu, and yeah, the alliance was like more of the cooperation in the field, not exactly in the city.
And against the orcs.
Yes. And Tengu
Alright.
and Tengu themselves are not big fan of the urban big cities, so the Pinewood didn't push the issue of trying to get them into the cities.
Alright, fine.
And as Mario says, well, obviously they spend this all time in trying to figure out the how to get in and get out. And of course they use the moment where we were away. I suppose they didn't exactly take well our destruction of their precious gift. I mean, not gift, precious thing.
They called it a temporary victory. Now I can see what they meant.
Ah, yes, but no matter what they believe, nobody on this plane is able to recreate what we just destroyed. Not, at least not in the next 5 millennia.
Who's blowing in the mic?
Not me.
Not me.
Not me.
Zach.
I
What?
think it might be you.
Why would it be me?
It's not.
Stop.
I hear it.
Yeah,
Oh dear
it
God,
was-
the hiccups. I hear it too. So
Okay. Anyways, yeah. Well, I believe I have some work to do in trying to find where they are. But assuming they realized we are scrying them, it's not what's the word? It's not surprising that if they move the bodies or just do something that you will walk straight into the trap if you decide to go after them. My tip, don't bother. You will find time for revenge in the near future.
And by this, Genko kind of grabs Asmarius by the collar and says, "So we just leave them?"
And as you do that, you see and feel like the Asmarius eyes sparkle with power, and you feel this, like suddenly the air is filled with tension, and like you feel like his one finger puts at your chest, and he says, "It's your decision if you want to leave them or not. I'm just saying that unless you want to forfeit your lives, well, it's your decision."
Mhm.
Well, that doesn't sound ominous at all.
No.
Genki kind of has a little stare down with Asmarius for for a good 15 seconds before just sighing and letting him go. And walks away in silence.
Okay. Those who were near Asmarius might have here like, so young, so unexperienced.
I think I might be the youngest in this group, actually. In
You
character-wise.
I think you are, yes.
Yeah, but technically speaking, like Mari might have heard the special tone in his voice that meant that, well, considering his age, he considers all of you as young and inexperienced. You didn't experience what he did, but that's out of character for now.
You did not feel the pain I suffered!
My parents are dead! Crawling in my skin!
Yeah, what? How did it went? Like, I'm not the guardian this kingdom deserves, but what it needs.
Yeah.
My parents are dead! And now I'm a bat!
Yes.
No sense.
Well, and he looks at Alti and Jai, and probably Lysander in the background. I believe I have some things to deal with and security to check. So unless you have other temper tantrums to throw, like Sir Genkiro here, I shall bid you farewell for the time being.
Quick, guys, think of a tantrum.
What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, like technically, I don't have any ideas for more scenes for today, so
Really?
yep.
As the session?
No, not session, scene. Like when we get to the next day,
Oh.
I'm asking you if you have anything specific, because for now I don't have more ideas. For this day. In-game
Right.
day.
Is there any chance I might find any trace of who did it if I go to their room and do like a survival check? You know.
Trace of what? I didn't recognize the word.
Any trace of the ones that kidnapped, like the, former guard captain, if I go to the place where they were kidnapped? Or is it just gonna find, yeah, they took a teleport spell, nothing else?
The latter.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you might imagine, for a group who spent years and years of working undercover and in shadows in secret, if they put their hearts into it and find like a moment where they can strike,
They will strike hard.
they will strike hard.
They will kick you in the nuts and laugh while they do
This
it.
is information for you as a players. They are dangerously generous solvi. Like they do not repeat mistakes often made by typical bad guys.
So you have like the, what?
Do they
evil-
monologue or do they shoot to kill?
So Matthias, you have the evil overlords list up in the background or something?
Probably. I mean, like your characters must realize that their actions with the bodies thing that they made, they are like they know there are abilities to bring back dead people, so that's why they took the bodies. And yeah, they are very pragmatic, and they do not prefer monologuing.
Damn it. Should have been Inquisitor, then I could have tracked the teleport spell. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, you can expect that, yeah. When there will be battle with them, even though they are not really powerful in terms of health and AC, so they can be killed and hit. Their tactics, their preparation, you can expect this might be a tough fight. And of course they won't be coming one-on-one. They are basically not fighting fair. That's my tip for you as a players.
What dicks?
Yep.
And I created them.
Yep, that's exactly it. I mean, I guess in Simon's vision they were more like a bandits and whatnot, and in my there are like some like super villains, mass murderers, powerful mass murderers and whatnot.
Yeah.
Gotta go to the toilet, be right back.
Bad guys. Okay, but we can still, like, if there's nothing else, we can switch to the next day when Mari arrives in the city. And as you are still in... Zach, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so as you step from the... Like, it possibly looks very interesting for onlookers that suddenly from one of the trees stumbles not even a humanoid creature, but a fucking air elemental.
Sup.
So they just like step back, and of course one of the patrols who was in the area, because of course for the next few days there will be like a lot of patrols. They like immediately turn towards you. They form like a line. They don't point weapons at you, but they are looking very suspiciously, and like the sergeant like says sternly, "Identify yourself."
I'm here to see Asmarius.
Lord Asmarius?
Yes.
Well, there are many people who want to meet him. Identify yourself.
I am Mari of the Eternal Wanderers. I am not going to be changing back into my not wild-shaped form for some time.
Ah, yes, because you don't have clothes.
Because I'm a half-orc.
Nice.
Well, this
Alright.
could be awkward.
Yeah. I
going
mean,
on?
you know what? You can give me a knowledge local check to like maybe hear a thing from the half-orcs, because I'm guessing you're now assuming that the half-orcs are like hated and treated badly because of the war.
I actually made sure when we leveled up to put a rank, at least one rank in each knowledge skill.
I mean, local or history, whichever is higher.
Let me roll history then, because I think I actually have stuff in that. Yes, I do.
Yeah. There's never any use to roll local.
Was that it? Yes, it was. There we go. 28.
Okay, so with 28 you definitely know that in Fortress, like there are some half-orcs there and there, not too many of them, and they do not like are visible, but for example there is a very well-known orc at Fortress Lumbridge who is give me a sec. Kingdom of Azmarine. He's from like the Fortress Lumbridge. He's Captain Commander of the Expedition Force Baraduk, and he's a half-orc who is serving under the command of Captain Commander Decimus Nero for at least 10 years, and he's rather well respected and deadly soldier on the field.
Are orcs still hated?
Full orcs mainly, yes. Like the Baraduk is mainly like because he's because as you heard the other thing, a lot, if not all of the half-orcs were